How can future interest rates potentially affect the real estate market going forward?
Let's jump right into it, as Rick always says. So it actually really affects not only, and here's the most important part, and people sometimes don't think about this. It doesn't just affect new buyers who are hoping to become owners. I want to really focus on, Rick, on this point here, because there's been so much talk about rising interest rate and affordability and being a new buyer, but not too many people actually focus on how it affects people that are already owners, the existing owners, right? So I want to focus a little bit more on that. First off, you have to understand your actual mortgage itself. Are you in a variable? Are you in a fixed? And then are you in an interest only? Are you in a principal reduction? And we will touch more on the styles of the interest rates in a mortgage on a later episode when we actually have a mortgage professional on the show. But as of this point right now, the importance of understanding a rate hike, can actually hurt existing owners much more because they are already having a fixed number. They already know their mortgage payments. They already know what they're supposed to be paying, and they probably didn't expect such a huge increment. And that can also touch on the refinancing period, because if you are at, let's say, 2% locked on a 5-year fixed, now when you go to refinancing, well, you might not be at that 2% anymore. You might have been paying a mortgage of $2,000 hypothetically. But now, because the interest rate hike, and depending on how much you've actually paid down, what could your rate be? Could it be $3,000 now? And did you expect that? Did you actually budget that? Actually understanding the rate hike, and that will closely tie into the rental rate hike and the average of how it's gone this way. But why has it gone this way? And so we're going to touch on that a tiny bit, but we're going to have a whole video segment just based on that, Rick.
Yes, that's a huge topic on it.
I know it's a huge topic. I just said it's a huge topic. Thank you for letting our viewers know it's a huge topic, but I just explained 30 seconds of it. But thank you for chiming in.
Acknowledging it as well. Like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you drop the comments, I have subscribed to our channel. I will send you out a free JC Ohms hoodie, okay? There's only 2 people left. Those 2 people are left.
Let's celebrate the eye. Finally.
That's right, I remembered.
The eye has got there.
I take the blame.
Well, who else would take the blame? I wouldn't take the blame.
Except for the guy that moved. Gave us the wrong address, that guy. But other than that guy, we've been pretty on the ball with it, okay? Also, we love getting reach outs from you guys once again, so definitely give us a call. The number will be on the screen if you think about relocating to British Columbia and or anywhere in British Columbia, especially the Lower Mainland. Definitely give us a call. Numbers on the screen. We love to help you guys out with the move, all right? And the planning process as well. But what about going forward? Let's say if there's 1 or 2 more interest rate hikes before the end of the year, right?
Rick, you know what? I'm going to cut you off there for a second, because if most of our loyal subscribers and video watchers will know a constant theme, and I don't know if Rick ever wanted to dive into or jump into the Psychic World Network, because when he said watch gas prices are going to come to this, I'm acknowledging that.
Thank you.
But why are you saying thank you? It's not a good thing.
I didn't say it was a good thing.
You announced it and it happened, right? So the negative, that you announced, which you said it could be close to $3, going to go up over $2, which, all right. So the unfortunate part, and I apologize for Rick's predictions coming true. This prediction now is now saying potential more rate hike. So to jump back onto that point, the Bank of Canada, or even articles, let's just say more in general here, have now said, you know what, we are potentially planning more rate hikes to offset inflation. So anybody can go online right now, just type up rate or mortgage rate increase, Canada, forecasts, predictions, and you'll see it right there. So go on Google, type it up. I mentioned Google, and we're not getting paid for it. So Google, if you are doing the SEO or analog, whatever that thing is, Rick, that's analytics. Thank you very much. See, Rick is a technical guy on this, which is why he's usually behind the scenes, and we graciously had him in front of us again. If you had seen this, it's paying us something. But I'm joking, right?
Might be a donate button coming, actually. I forgot to tell you.
Why hasn't it been there already?
I just learned about it last week. You guys might see it in the video. If you do, please be generous.
You're supposed. I just pumped you up as being the computer guy, the tech guy, and now you're just saying I just learned about this.
Sorry, I've been busy.
You've been busy to learn about a basic function. This is, once again, like before, if anybody wants to apply for a position here, the number will be, as Rick always says, the number's here somewhere. Yeah, my number's there. Just give me a quick call. Get you sorted out.
We're also accepting crypto. Well,
I like how you said we on this, but it's actually I'm more crypto. I'll use the thing I say I. But they're potentially talking about possibly even 2 more hikes. So that can have a huge impact. If you owned a home before, Rick, or you're a current landlord, and like I was saying before, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but if you owned a home before and your mortgage payment, I'm just going to use simple numbers, please. I know we had some comments of, you haven't done this, blah, blah, blah. Understand the actual facts of what we're saying first, right?
We love the comments.
Well, maybe you do, but I'm going to respond the way I don't need to respond, right? But understanding why we're saying things. This is more on a constant, not on, well, how about this, how about this, how about that. You know what, the sky could be falling one day, but that's kind of, but whatever. Let's get back into it here. Let's just use an average, just an easy number here. Your mortgage payment is $1,000, say $1,000. You weren't expecting an increase on it. Your cost of living is fixated around that. Now, your wage might not increased, but gas, inflation, things around you have. But now, this mortgage rate has now increased. So now instead of paying $1,000 now, you're paying, let's just say even a nominal amount as per this hypothetical scenario of $1,500, a $500 increase. So now you're spending $500 more that you were never expecting to spend. So now, how are you going to actually compensate for that? How are you going to actually be able to afford that? Because you never thought about that, which can actually even tie into your property taxes, because property taxes go by your assessment, which has also increased. So mix that with your cost of living, and now your mortgage rate has gone up, which is why it's a good tie into a future segment about rentals.
Yep.
And why rental, which is a really, really strong reason why rental rate has gone up. And sorry, I'm going to give a little shout out here to, I won't mention the name because we will let this person come on talking about investing and how to invest and go into the whole even Airbnb, short-term rental market. And we're going to have somebody on here that's going to really talk about that. But now, since your mortgage has gone up by this much, your payment has gone up by this much, how are you going to offset that? So with the increase of the mortgage rate comes that stress at being a landlord. And I know some of our audience out there, our viewers, are going to say, well, the tenants, the renters, how about this? It costs us a lot more too. But you know what? Let's just be, and on this show, we've always been real. It's not about one party versus another party. But we always take into account both sides here. Renters versus landlords, and is it fair for them to increase the rates? But you have to understand why are they increasing it, and does it help offset? So increasing the mortgage rate will have more of an impact on the current owners. And you know what, we always say this, what's that P word, Rick?
Planning.
There you go. And hopefully this time, because we have our screen right up there, Rick actually does some better graphics, because his graphics suck as a visual guy as well, considering, the whole digital aspect. Right? Rick is very talented, hugely talented, and just...
Appreciate that. Now, I almost want to tell you a story about I don't even want to say it was in my neighborhood, but about a tenant and landlord situation, which I'll save for the next episode. But it's something you guys definitely got to hear, and it's just crazy story. But aside from that, okay, interest rates. I've already been actually hearing it from multiple people, about how these interest rates have affected them, as well as the cost of living as well on top of that, and just unexpected costs, right? Like you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow, right? Anything could happen. Car could break down, or anything.
You can get mice in the house and you have to try to get rid of them, which costs a lot.
That as well, which is a huge problem in Surrey. Huge problem in Surrey and Vancouver as well. I'm sure you guys have seen it.
I mean, that's just good. We actually might have a segment about maintaining your home and what to do about situations like this and how to actually handle this. So, you know what? I do have a connection in the pest control business that, you know what, we might want to think to bring on.
Yeah, back on topic here though.
Yeah.
But like, you've probably came across that too, right? People in the same situation who basically can't afford their payments right now.
Yes, and that leads into a topic that we talked about before, about foreclosing and all that kind of stuff, because with the rising interest rates, and like I said, we're not going to talk about what's already been talked about so many times about the unaffordability of new owners. It's the sustainability of the current owners and being able to make those payments. So when you raise the rates, it has a big impact, Rick. It's huge, and which can actually force a seller to be like, I can't afford this. I was able to sustain this. I bought this as an investment property, which is another, little plug in there, which another video coming up. I bought that as an investment property, but now it's not really sustainable. I can't make these payments, and with the rental rate cap, well, what is the landlord supposed to do? So it really, Rick, it can really affect a landlord. So if you are a current owner right now, understand that these rate hikes also affect you. And how do they affect you? Give us a call. As Rick says, our numbers are going to be here somewhere, there. If you want to block him out and put the number there, I get it too. To understand how this can affect you. And we can put you in touch with many financial advisors, many mortgage brokers to help understand. But it does. It's a real big problem that a lot of, and we're going to talk about BC, the Lower Mainland, Fraser Valley, Greater Vancouver, how can it affect you? It's a really big issue, and unfortunately, we don't want to, give ourselves a pat on the back here because it's a negative, but we've actually been able to successfully, and I'm proud to say this part though, predict and forecast events that were going to happen. We've actually done that numerous of times. And this is another potential problem where if you don't, the P word?
Plan
properly, how it could affect Rick. It can affect you if you don't plan properly.
See it also every episode. A lot of people in over their heads, dead. Shout out to Lay Sudarak, right? From the other episode about financial planning, right?
Wait, Lay what?
Lay Sudarak. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, so Lay, if you're watching this, that's why I didn't say the last name, because it's sometimes more difficult to pronounce. But
Sudarak,
if you, I sometimes have trouble pronouncing it too. But the financial guy that we had on here that knows his, right? It's true. It's understanding finances and having someone like that there to help guide you through these times. It's so important. A realtor should not just be there to say, here's a house, I'll put a sign up in front of your house, now it's sold, bye-bye. No, you know what, you're entrusting.
Bye-bye. Sorry.
That's another topic. You have to remind them that people say realtors make so much money already, but they don't understand the hard work, the stress, the liability, and the consistent.
It's true.
The consistent thought day in, day out, that to make sure our clients, with a professional agent who actually really, really cares, goes into it. We have the ability here to make someone's life, or unfortunately have the ability to destroy it, which is why there's a lot of big burden on that. But to get back to that point here, thank you for mentioning commission part, which I had to go into that part here. Yeah, you're not really sorry. But Rick, to end this off here, and to quickly summarize, the rate hike not only affects new buyers, it also affects the current landlords. There is potentially another 2 rate hikes gonna happen, and understand the planning process and how it can affect the current owners. And could this actually affect a forced sale or potentially foreclosure? So that's my end off.
All right, guys, that sums up this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. All right, we got lots of great episodes coming still. Heading out of town to shoot some more videos for you guys.
We're going to end it with, we have some great videos coming up.
We have some
fantastic videos coming up, which are the ideas of me, but it's okay. We have some fantastic videos coming up soon, and we have some guests lined up that are actually going to be fantastic. I'm excited about it, not only because they're great guests, but we have another opportunity to get Rick off the screen and bring someone that will also heighten and enlighten everybody else. So you guys got something to look forward to. Not just a guest, but not having Rick on the screen.
Lots to look forward to, guys. Okay, gas prices might be going up more.
You had to end it with that? Really?
All right, British Columbia Real Estate Podcast. Inflation's going to kill us all. And we're out. See you later, everybody.